what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like, do what you like to do.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to get this house decluttered and organized with you in the next couple videos. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lauren Nicholson, and I love to do all things homemaking, cooking, cleaning, decorating, all the things, and I would love it if you would pause this video right now and hit the subscribe button. If you're new here, I go over the top for holiday seasons like Easter and Halloween and Thanksgiving and fall and Christmas, and it's really the most fun time to be on this channel. So I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. But today it is the middle of July, and basically what we did all summer is the month of June, we didn't do any videos. I just hung out with the kids. We traveled. We were in Europe and just did a bunch of really fun things with the kids. But now that we're back, they're actually in camp, which means I have a couple weeks before school gets started to get this house decluttered and ready for back to school, which I know I can't believe it's middle of July and we're already talking back to school. So today I want to declutter all of the messy drawers in this kitchen. Last year during school year, you start the school year super organized and then everything kind of goes crazy and then you're super busy trying to get the kids' grades up by the end of the school year and just everything kind of just becomes not as important. So today, kids are in camp. We're going to declutter. I got a lot of junk in here. We also need to do a little bit of some restocking, so we'll be doing that as well. And I just cannot wait to get started. Tell us in the comments down below, when is your favorite time of year to start decluttering and getting your kitchen and your house in order?
Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like, do what you like to do. Ain't no one stopping you, stopping you.
It feels so good to do a little preview of the kitchen so you guys can see all the work we have to do today. I have to be honest, in the back of my mind, I can hear my grandmother screaming at me, "Don't show everybody all your dirty laundry and your dirty house." My family, kind of like my mom's side of the family, all of them were the type to like sweep it under the rug, don't, show any flaws. And I'm just like, oh, here's all the flaws. Here's all the dirtiness. Let's clean it together. But before I do that, I want to get started my day by taking my Ritual vitamins. If you guys have been on my channel, you know that I've been taking Ritual for about 2 years. I want to thank Ritual also for sponsoring today's video. But today I'll be taking my multivitamin 18 plus for women, which I love, take every single day. And then a while ago, they came out with something called a Symbiotic Plus, which is basically a 3-in-1 daily prebiotic, probiotic, postbiotic, which is designed to support gut health, like digestion and immune health and things like that. I've been taking prebiotics for a long time and never had the effects that this has had on my digestive system. I talked about this in my trip, my kind of like morning routine when I was in Mexico, and I also took this with me on my trip to Europe, and I will tell you it was an absolute lifesaver. If you don't know what a prebiotic is, prebiotics are basically, they support the growth and activity of like positive bacteria in your gut, and then a probiotic is the microorganisms or like the parts of the live bacteria that relieves like bloating and gas and like occasional diarrhea and things like that. But the postbiotic, which is super important, provides fuel to the cells that make up the gut lining and support the gut for better function. So that's just like keeping your body regular and things like that. I have to tell you, this was an absolute lifesaver. We were out of the country for about 2 weeks, and I just absolutely love this product. The other thing I love is it doesn't need to be refrigerated. The postbiotics I've used in the past, or excuse me, prebiotics, they all had to be refrigerated. So I love that. And just like I love to share the transparency of my dirty house, I love how Ritual shares the transparency of where all the ingredients of their vitamins come from. It also is a subscription-based business, so it gets delivered right to your doorstep. You don't even have to think about it. If you guys are interested in joining me and Ritual and not having any shame in your gut game, go ahead and check out the links down below. You'll get 20% off your first month by using code LaurenN20. That's 20% off during your first month by going to ritual.com/LaurenN20 and using code LaurenN20 at checkout. All right, guys, let's get cleaning. So to kind of get organized, I went ahead and made a list of all the things I want to do in each of the rooms of our house. Some of this stuff I'm going to film, some of it was just way too crazy, and some of it my kids helped me do. So you're not going to see all of this, but here is my summer 2022 kind of declutter and clean with me. I definitely wanted to change out some rugs. I finally got a new kitchen faucet. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. And we also had to get 2 new refrigerators because ours broke when we were out of town. So to get started, I want to kind of get this area of the house cleaned up. I don't know about you, but my junk drawer, every time I clean this, it ends up looking like this 2 weeks later. I'm trying very hard this time to keep everybody. Basically, what I found is that if I create a place for everything and I teach everyone in the house where those things go, they end up going back where they belong and not going into the junk, where I have to end up cleaning it out later and kind of reassigning places for things. So this year, what I really want to do is create a meaningful place for all the things that we're going to keep in the house, and then declutter and get rid of the things that we aren't using, or if they don't have a home, it's probably because we don't value them. So we need to just get rid of them and try to create spaces where we have meaningful things in a home. But this has worked for me. Tell us in the comments down below, what are some of your best hacks for cleaning and decluttering your house, especially if you have a large family. If you're new here, we have 4 kids in elementary school, and it is kind of a chaos here at times. So finding good systems that work for whether it be my husband or I, or it's our 6-year-old, is a little bit challenging. So tell us in the comments down below, what are your hacks and what can we do as homemakers to kind of make our home a little more meaningful as far as where our things are going and how to organize them.
I got this boy on my mind that I can't live without. Oh, his eyes are killing me. And he keeps talking about everything that he likes, and I can't stop listening. I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time, all the time. And my heart's beating fast when he's looking like that. Oh, his smile is killing me. It's the way that he moves and the way that he laughs, so I can't get enough. Thinking about him.
So now that I have our junk drawer not so junky anymore, I want to clean up this area. This is where we keep our garbage can, and we also keep like all of our rags in one of these. I love this area, but the little part between where the garbage can goes and the drawer actually gets so dirty. I think I found a half of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich down there when I was cleaning this out. But I'm thinking about creating, maybe using a little putty or some kind of filler in this area so this stops happening, because it's really gross and it happens like within 5 minutes of this being done, it's already dirty again. So I'm going to be looking into some ideas on how to keep that from happening. But I've always loved having the garbage can right here in the entrance to the kitchen. So if anyone needs to throw something away, it's super prominent and they can just throw it right in. I just have to learn how to keep it a little bit cleaner.
All the time, I can get him off my mind. Oh, I want him to be mine, to be mine. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts, when it starts.
So this drawer has become, I would say, like the adult catch-all, because I have a bunch of little manuals on, like our air fryer and things like that, little pieces that go to our rotisserie thingy, and it's got a bunch of wine stuff in here. If you're new to my channel, I am an executive in the wine industry here in Napa Valley, and obviously we do a lot of wine-related stuff. So I've got a bunch of wine keys and decanters and all kinds of stuff that I do need to keep for work reasons. So I'm going to just kind of edit this down, maybe throw some of these things away I don't need anymore. We get a lot of like free things in our industry, and I don't need like 100 wine openers. I don't even drink that much wine. So we're definitely going to be decluttering this area and then creating a little bit more space for possibly something else, like maybe the kids stuff can go over here. I also have a bunch of, our kids do a lot of cooking. I will link down below a bunch of fun things for you guys, but I have a knife set for our kids that's plastic, and it comes with like these these really great gloves. If you guys watched my daughter's Cook With Me birthday theme party, I gave all the kids that came to that party these little sets of knives and cookbooks and things like that. But they're awesome, and I kind of want to create a space where if the kids want to use those, it's a little more accessible than it is today, but we'll do that later in this video. For now, I'm just going to get this area nice and clean, and again, creating a space of things that we use and not like 100 different cork stoppers or something like that that I probably am never going to use.
I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Oh, the way that I feel, yeah, I know that it's real, 'cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him, nah, 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 nah. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark.
I always love to keep a couple extra boxes of tea here at the house, and most nights we do tea with the kids upstairs. I don't know why, but that's just kind of been our ritual forever. We love to do tea and watch family movies or just hang out together. So I always love to have extra tea on hand, and I just kind of want to straighten this drawer up. There's not too much I can do in here because we do use it quite a bit, but it feels good to just at least clean the space out, get the kind of some coffee grounds and stuff down there that it was nice to clean those out. But over here, this is a little drawer that I have for a lot of baking things, but I don't use it all the time. So I wanted to go through here and edit this down. I had some expired items throughout this entire, and this Clean With Me and also the pantry. Oh my God, you guys, the pantry transformation is so wonderful to clean all that out. But I want to just clean this out, restock a couple things. I realize I'm totally out of flour, so I'm going to be putting that back in here and just, again, taking things out that I don't use all the time. I had almonds in here, but none of my kids like almonds, so I can definitely get rid of things like that and not keep so many of those items around.
I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I wanna na 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 now. Yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
Since I love to cook a ton, I really do like to keep this drawer super flexible to be able to add different spices. As we're coming out of summer and moving into fall, I know I'm already going to be changing over a lot of the spices in here. So I don't want to go over the top. Functionality is so much more important to me than having anything look pretty or, be overly organized, because we change a lot and I change with the seasons, and I don't like when there's a million different of those plastic bins with all the things stacked inside. You'll see in my pantry, I completely changed the way I organize it because it just didn't function for me. And honestly, looking at everything, especially if it's labeled, really kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety because it keeps me from wanting to change things. And I love change, and I think that changing with the seasons is really something that I value. So I'm definitely going to keep this area nice and open so I can change out all of my summer spices to a bunch of my fall spices.
bet you think that I should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you, what things you like and what you don't. It's not that long since I met you for the first time. You know we should work it out. You know we should work it out. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you love me?
So when it comes to this area, this is where I keep a lot of my cooking bowls. I have a lot of ceramics up above where I cook little fallen leaf chicken pot pies. I do mini chilies in those. You'll see a lot of that coming up for fall. But I also wanted to edit down some of the things I had in here because I just don't use them, or I have multiples of something. I find sometimes I'll go to like Home Goods and I'll end up buying a different version of something I already have, and just realizing I need to stop doing that and just enjoy the meaningful things I have and not overconsume. So this drawer is an absolute mess. I haven't figured out what I want to do with it, but I did know I wanted to clean it out today. I'm thinking about getting dividers, but I have so many different sized items that go in this drawer, and frankly, they all fit, just not as pretty and organized. So I'm not sure I want to go over the top and get a bunch of those plastic holders in here because I'm afraid if I do that, not all of this is going to fit. So I did start to look at a couple. I measured and looked at a couple different items that might work, but again, they're just going to stack up in plastic bins, and this seems to work. So stay tuned to see how we end up organizing this.
I know I'm feeling something for you. The way you look, the way you laugh, and how you move. It kinda makes me go crazy. But we should take it slow, work things out so you don't let me go. When I come real close, I don't wanna get hurt.
Our silverware drawer is pretty organized, but here are the little plastic knives I was telling you about. I will link them down below. They are awesome. They're super safe for kids. I mean, obviously, don't ever let your kids play with knives without you there, but if they are going to use one, these are awesome. But I'm going to create a little drawer for all of their little cooking stuff. As you can see, half this drawer is their like little cute cooking things. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen our daughter make these like little mini meals. They're so cool and cute. So I'm going to make another drawer for her and just try to organize this a little bit more.
I'm not ready to give you my heart yet. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Baby, will I love you? Tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down? Yeah. La 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 before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you.
One of the things I wish we had in this kitchen are some longer drawers. I think because our stove is so large, we couldn't have as many of those long pull-out ones. So our little food saver drawer over here is always super cluttered. I ended up, the next video you'll see is my pantry declutter. I ended up finding space for half of this in my pantry, and it kind of makes more sense in there anyway. So definitely subscribe to this channel so you don't miss that video. For now, I'm just going to tuck in the little things I know that I do use every time I'm cooking, but the other items like my gallon bags and such, I'm going to move those over to the pantry where they make a little more sense.
Questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Baby, when I love you, tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down?
I love this little drawer, and I contemplated moving some of these specialty kind of cooking items, my mandolin and my press and my flour sifter, but I love them and I use them so often that I wanted to keep them in here. That way I remember I have them. Sometimes if it's not out and I don't see it, I don't remember I have it. So I'm definitely going to keep this here. I just want to tidy the drawer up and clean everything. The next thing I really need to declutter is underneath our kitchen sink, and I wanted to create a little bit of an easier way of seeing what we had. I always had these pods, our dishwasher pods, in a little jar, and I just feel like this is super unnecessary. I also have a giant bin of all of the kids' medicine, Advil, things like that. I'm definitely going to be decluttering that. That's kind of become a catch-all, and I want to just make this more of a meaningful space. So I'm going to clean everything out, and then I got these cute little drawers and a couple other organizers so this space only has things I need to do dishes and to clean the surfaces.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free, and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. You can.
So for the most part, I just want to keep some sponges in here, some SOS scrubbers. I also love those Mr. Clean erasers. They're amazing. I've got plenty of dishwasher pods, and then I use Dawn, Mrs. Meyer's cleaning day, and then some stainless steel cleaner for the dishwashers. That's pretty much all I want to keep in here, but I like to keep a back stock. That way I don't run out of anything I need, especially when I go to grab it and I can't find it. It's the worst. So now I know exactly where everything goes and what I have to be able to clean the kitchen and do dishes. The other thing I wanted to do was declutter over here. I had stuff from Halloween last year in this cabinet that definitely needed to be decluttered, so I'm going to be cleaning that up and just trying to make more sense of all the things we have in here.
Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no.
I I definitely think I'm going to stop buying these little cups. I've had them forever, and my kids and I used to use them all the time, and I think I'm going to stop buying them because I never know where to put them, and they take up a ton of room. So in this area, I just kind of want to take out most of the stuff. A lot of this is for having guests at the house and doing like little tiny things with appetizers, and I'm going to put those somewhere else and just kind of quiet that area down. Over here, I have way too much stuff to cook with. Some of these items I haven't used in 2 years, so I'm going to be rehoming a lot of this stuff and just editing it down to exactly what I want to use and what I actually will use in the next coming year.
You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? 'Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy.
The next thing I want to do, and kind of the last thing after I'm done decluttering a space, I like to clean all the surfaces off and get everything nice and sanitized. I had a lot of garbage out here, and it feels really good to just get everything nice and clean. I also want to declutter all the corners. So at this time, our kitchen doesn't have anything else in it. I ended up moving all of our cutting boards into the pantry, which you'll see in a later video. I ended up moving the fruit into the pantry as well, and putting all of the little trays that I keep our muffins on and stuff in there as well. So the kitchen is really decluttered, nice and clean, and ready to be styled out for fall and back to school.
Dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. 'Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it.
So I thought I'd give you guys a quick overview and show you all the different drawers and things we decluttered today. If you guys want to go back to the beginning of this video and see how messy these drawers were, you're totally welcome to do that. Otherwise, let's take a look at each of these drawers to see how nice and clean things are. I love how simple this drawer is. I tried to only put things in here that I am looking for when I open this drawer. I have since added a couple pens and a highlighter to it, but other than that, it's nice and decluttered. And then all of these spaces, I got rid of probably 50% of our cups and glasses and things we don't use. Obviously, loving underneath the sink. This is so simple and easy. Everyone can find what they're looking for. I know exactly when I'm getting low on something. I found like 4 more little bags of extra sponges when I cleaned out the pantry. So it's nice to have everything in one place. That way I'm not over consuming. And if I need something, I know where to find it. I ended up taking some of the cups I had up here and rehoming them. But for the most part, I didn't have a ton of bowls, so it looks nice there. My little adult drawer is perfect. I've got all kinds of perfect things for cheese plates, opening wine. I love that little area, kept it nice and simple. I kept the bowls that we needed for all my cooking. I ended up buying a couple new sets. I will link them down below if you guys are looking for some good mixing bowls. They're like nesting mixing bowls, so I can get a whole bunch and put them in one spot. Here is my seasons. I love those. My favorite thing to do is to cook with all kinds of different seasonings, so love having that messy drawer. And then I got rid of about half the Pyrexes I had in here because I don't need that many, and I'm not sure why I had so many, but definitely clean those down. I ended up putting the kids' little cooking drawer over here, and they love it. They can come and grab their things and help me cook dinner at night. But for the most part, the kitchen turned out super clean. I cannot wait to share my pantry declutter with me. The one thing I definitely wanted to put in this kitchen was a rug. So I ended up ordering 2 from Wayfair. I sent 1 set back and I ended up keeping 1 set. But before I can bring those out, I need to mop in here. So I am going to let my Robo Rock do the vacuuming and the mopping while I go and start to unbox some of the things I'm going to be using in the pantry. But we'll come back in here and check out the new rugs.
Things I love, Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. We don't have to move so fast, baby. I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right away, got so much time.
Since fall is coming up and I knew I wanted to do something darker in here because we do lots of cooking and lots of dropping of food in here, lots of staining, so I wanted something that was a little bit stain resistant. I found this kind of a more oriental rug. I think it looks beautiful, super classic, but also brings out the tones from the floor. And can we take a look at that floor? Look how clean that Roborock just does such a good job. I can't even believe how incredible our floors look, and I didn't have to do anything. So I ended up getting 2 rugs. I wanted to kind of border both sides over by the stove, especially, I know it's the middle of July, but it's going to be getting cold here soon. So I kind of wanted to keep those. I don't know if I love them or like them. Tell us in the comments down below. They're still in there now, and we've been liking them. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Definitely hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to come back because we have so much coming up for fall, for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm going over the top as usual, so do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video very soon.